Good morning, and the last article of our syllabus. Last article is Clapeyron latent heat equation. Clapeyron latent heat equation. Sometimes it is also known as Clausius-Clapeyron latent heat equation. To study this, let us consider a figure. Let me draw PV indicator diagram. Let us consider this figure. It is PV indicator diagram. Video is on. Yes, it is on. This diagram is known as PV indicator diagram. Why this diagram is known as PV indicator diagram? Pressure of the given system is represented on y-axis, volume is taken on x-axis, and therefore this diagram is known as PV indicator diagram. In this diagram, let us consider the isothermal. Let us consider the isothermal EBAF. Let us consider the isothermal EBAF at temperature T plus dt. This is an isothermal carried out at T plus dt temperature. The isothermal process EBAF is carried out at a constant temperature, which is T plus dt. From E to B, the matter is in gaseous form. From B to A, the matter is in transition. It is changing from gas to liquid. At this temperature and this pressure, it is a pressure slightly lower than the saturation pressure. Okay, from B to A, the state of the given matter is in transition. It is changing from gaseous to liquid state. From A to F, from A to F, from A to F, the matter is in liquid state. Change in temperature will not compress the volume to a large extent. The compression will be negligibly small. This is about the isothermal EBAF at temperature T plus dt. Now let us go to the isothermal GCDH at temperature T. Now let us go to the isothermal GCDH at temperature T. G to C represents the matter is in gaseous form. C to D represents the transition state of the matter at temperature T. The gaseous form of matter is being converted to liquid form. Vapor and liquid both will present in CD, both will present in BA. Vapor and liquid forms both will present in the region CD as well as in the region AB or BA. These regions are known as transition regions because the matter is present in liquid form as well as in vapor form. At B, what will happen? At B and C, what will happen? The gaseous form start converting into liquid form. At A and D, if we think in this reverse direction, the liquid starts evaporating. So, A to B and C to D are the transition stages where the matter present in vapor form, that is in gaseous form as well as in liquid form. At D, whole of the gas is converted to liquid and D2H represents liquid state. No change in volume of the liquid although the pressure is raised by large amount. The change in volume of the liquid is ignorably small. Change in pressure of these two is dP. Let us consider volume of the matter at point A is V1. Volume of the matter at point B is V2. If we consider ABCD is corresponding to Carnot's complete reversible cycle. If we consider ABCD From this figure, it is corresponding to Carnot's reversible cycle. And what is happening in this Carnot reversible cycle? Temperature is constant for A to B, so it is isothermal process. Heat energy equal to H1, that may be L plus DL. That may be L plus DL corresponding to T plus dt is received by the working substance from A to B at constant temperature T plus dt, so it is isothermal process. From B to C, what will happen? The pressure will decrease, the volume will increase. Pressure will decrease, volume will increase. There is no change in heat energy, so BC will be adiabatic. Temperature here will be T plus dt, temperature at B will be T plus dt, temperature at C will be only T. C2D, what will happen? Heat energy H2 is equal to DL. H2 is equal to L is rejected at temperature T to the sink. So it is corresponding to isothermal process. And from D to A, pressure is increased, volume will decrease, and the temperature will increase from T to T plus dt. So this ABCD is just similar to Carnot's reversible cycle. Carnot's reversible cycle, where A corresponding to liquid state, D corresponding to liquid state, B corresponding to gaseous state, C corresponding to gaseous state, AB corresponding to isothermal, CD corresponding to isothermal, BC corresponding to adiabatic, DA corresponding to adiabatic. What is L? It is latent heat. What is latent heat? Latent heat is the amount of heat energy taken by any substance at constant temperature to change from one state to other state, to change from liquid state to gaseous state, to change from solid state to liquid state. Amount of energy taken by any substance at a constant temperature to change its state either from solid to liquid, liquid to gas, or heat rejected by a substance at a constant temperature to change its state from gaseous to liquid or from liquid to solid. That heat energy is known as latent heat. That heat energy is known as latent heat. So L plus DL is taken as latent heat corresponding to temperature T plus dt. L is taken as latent heat corresponding to temperature T. Let us apply the principle of Carnot's reversible process to the cycle A, B, C, D. We will have this as H1 by T1 is equal to H2 by T2. Here energy rejected is taken as H2. Here energy received is taken as H1. Okay. So H1 by T1 is equal to H2 by T2 for a complete reversible cycle for a Carnot reversible cycle. Or we may write this further as H1 by H2 is equal to T1 by T2, that is nothing but H1 minus H2 divided by H2 is equal to T1 minus T2 divided by T2. What is H1? Let me write this as equation number 1. What is H1? H1 minus H2. H1 is L plus dl minus H2 is L. Difference of this is dl. Okay, then what is T1? It is T plus dt. What is T2? It is T. And therefore, let me write this as equation number 2. And therefore, T1 minus T2 will be equal to T plus dt minus T, that is equal to T, which is corresponding to L, equation number 3. So let us substitute these equations here in equation 1, so that equation 1 will become, I think we do not need the figure now, so let me wipe out the figure so that we can go for the mathematical part. H1 minus H2 is dl divided by H2 is L is equal to what left? T1 minus T2 is T. It is L. It is already taken here. T is equal to L. H2 is equal to L. T1 minus T2. It is dt. T get cancels. It is dt, not t. dt. So this is what dt divided by T2 is t. Equation number 4. What is dl from the figure? Dl from the figure is area ABCD. And this is dp into V2 minus V1. From the figure, dl is area of ABCD, that is nothing but height multiplied by width. Height is dp, distance between AB and CD, pressure difference dp. Volume at A V1, volume at B V2, volume difference is V2 minus V1. Okay, height multiplied by breadth, height multiplied by breadth, that will be dl. Equation number 5. Let us substitute equation 5 and equation 4 for dl. So it will be dp by V2, dp into V2 minus V1 divided by L is equal to dt divided by t. This is further bring this dt here, Transfer this L to this side, V2 minus V1 to this side to get dp by dt is equal to L divided by T into V2 minus V1, equation number 6. dp by dt is equal to L divided by T into V2 minus V1, equation number 6, and this is known as Clapeyron latent heat equation. Equation number 6 is known as Clapeyron latent heat equation. This is the equation that we needed to derive in the last article. What are significance or consequences of Clapeyron latent heat equation? Let us see the consequences of Clapeyron latent heat equation. First one, let me go to first important consequence, first important significance of Clapeyron latent heat equation is change in melting point. Change in melting point. If V2 is greater than V1, dp by dt will be positive. If V2 is greater than V1, this term will be positive, so dp by dt will be positive. What does this mean? dp by dt is positive, it means that if pressure of a solid is increased, its melting point temperature also increases. If pressure of a solid is increased, its melting point also increases, provided that V2 should be greater than V1. In the diagram shown, V1 volume at point B, V2 volume at point A. If V2 is greater than V1, dp by dt is positive, it means that melting point temperature of a solid increases with increase of pressure and vice versa. One thing. Second thing, if V2 is less than V1, what will happen? dp by dt will be negative. Volume at point A, V1 is larger, volume at point B, V2 is smaller. In that case, this will be negative, this term is negative, and therefore dp by dt is negative. What does this mean? If pressure on a solid is decreased, its melting point will increase. If pressure on a solid is decreased, its melting point will increase, and vice versa. Take the example of ice. Take the example of ice. When the temperature is 76 centimeter of mercury, ice melts at 0 degree Celsius temperature. If pressure on ice is increased, its melting point decreases. The ice melts at negative temperature. If pressure on ice is increased, instead of melting at 0 degree Celsius, it melts at negative temperature, a temperature lower than 0 degree Celsius. When ice melts, compare the volume of ice and water. Volume of ice is larger. Let us take 1 kg of water, 1 kg of ice. Compare their volume. You will find that volume of ice is greater than volume of water, and therefore V2 is less than V1 in case of ice. Volume of water is smaller than volume of ice. And in such cases, if pressure is increased, the melting point of the solid will decrease. Okay, so this is how impact of Clapeyron latent heat equation on melting point of solids. This is one important application, one important significance of Clapeyron latent heat equation. The next one is change in boiling point. Change in boiling point. First case, if V2 greater than V1, dP by dt will be positive. If V2 greater than V1, this will be positive, so dP by dt will be positive. What does this mean? What does this mean? It means that if pressure of a liquid is increased, if pressure on a liquid is increased, its boiling point also increases. If pressure on a liquid is increased, its boiling point also increases. If pressure on a liquid is decreased, boiling point temperature of the liquid decreases. The second case may be V2 smaller than V1. In this case, dP by dt will be negative. What does this mean? If pressure on a liquid is increased, its boiling point will decrease, and vice versa. If pressure on this is negative. As this is negative, if pressure on a liquid is decreased, its boiling point increases, and vice versa. Let us take example of first thing. V2 greater than V1. dP by dt is positive. it finds applications. If temperature of a liquid, if pressure on a liquid is increased, its boiling point will increase. We know that water boils at 100 degrees Celsius when pressure on water is 76 centimeter of mercury. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius when pressure on water is 76 centimeter of mercury. If you do it in your lab instead of outside in the surrounding, you may find that pressure may be smaller than 76 centimeter of mercury inside the lab, and therefore the water may start boiling at a temperature smaller than 100 degree Celsius. You all know pressure cooker. You all know pressure cooker. What is the cause behind invention of pressure cooker? Whenever any food is to be cooked, if you want to cook a food, we are in hurry, we don't have much time, because we have to go outside for some duty, for some urgent work. Nowadays people don't have time. They are engaged in various types of activities, in various types of works. If you are cooking something in water, we know everything is cooked in water. At normal pressure, 76 centimeter of mercury, maximum temperature of water will be 100 degrees Celsius. And anything can be cooked in the water only at 100 degrees Celsius. Different types of food items are there. Some may take very small time for cooking. Some food items may require very large time for cooking because of the highest temperature is only 100 degrees Celsius. Pressure cooker. Instead of cooking the food materials which require lot of heat energy in open pans, in open utensils, let us make use of pressure cooker. Fill sufficient amount of water in the cooker and then keep inside the food you want to cook, and that food needs a lot of heat energy for cooking. What will happen when the cap of the cooker is fixed? It is left for cooking. Pressure cooker. The cooker which cooks any food material by applying higher and higher pressure. Anything which takes 1 hour or so for cooking in open utensils may be cooked within 10 to 15 minutes inside the cooker. This is because pressure on the water inside the cooker is much more than pressure of the surrounding, and therefore boiling point of water inside the cooker is not 100 degrees Celsius, it is much more than 100 degrees Celsius, and therefore lot of heat energy is provided to the cooking material. Lot of heat energy is provided to the food which is kept in the cooker for cooking purpose, and that food will be cooked very fast, because boiling temperature of water inside the cooker is not 100 degrees Celsius, it is much more than 100 degree Celsius. Invention of cooker for fast cooking is significance of Clapeyron latent heat equation. Many things can be told about this, but it is sufficient. Hope you got the idea of Clapeyron latent heat equation, consequences or significances of this on changing the melting point of solids and changing the boiling point of solids. Hope you got everything, because everything is explained, solved in detail. This is about the last article of our syllabus, paper number 3, heat and thermodynamics. Each and every article from all chapters, from all units are covered. Go through all the video lectures seriously and honestly. If you come across any ambiguities, any difficulty, any problem, you may please ask me. So, do these things sincerely and honestly. Wish you all the best for your coming examination. Thank you.